Good evening and welcome to Solavei. My name is James Leonhardt. I am a founding 12 member with Solavei. Right now, I'm a social networker with the company. That's a membership level inside of Solavei. You can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. I've been with the company since about January of 2012. We're almost into 2013, so it's been about a year now. And it's been an incredible journey. Right now, the company is close to 100,000 members strong, and we launched it back on September 21st. The purpose of tonight is really to give everyone an overview of the company, an overview of what we do as a service, an overview of our rewards program, and really what our company stands for, our values, and who we are at its core. So one of the things I always like to open up with on these presentations is just to give you an idea of where Solavei came from and why we started and where we're going. So when we look at trends that are happening in the market today, I think one of the biggest trends that's going on is the economy because everyone's talking about it. When I talk about the trend in what we talk about is talking about saving and being savvy. It's kind of a trend to be the person that finds the best coupon or things like that. If you think about Groupon and companies that have emerged over the last couple of years, it's trendy to be saving and be savvy with your money, where to invest, the best place to do it, and really to be educated about what you're doing with your money. And so that's a trend that's really popular today. Another trend is social media. And we all know that this trend has been around for a while, but social media really allows us to connect and share with everyone in our life almost on a daily, hourly basis if we want to. And now that social media is everywhere, I mean, if you talk about Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, you can do anything from professional connecting and sharing to just being social and talking to friends and family and things like that. But the thing about social, when we talk about it here as well, is that when we are social on these platforms like YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, the average user is not getting any financial gain out of that at all. They're really just being social. The ones that are getting the financial gain is really the platforms, the Facebooks, the Twitters, the YouTubes. They're the ones that are actually earning the income. You think about Instagram that was purchased for $1 billion, where people just simply share pictures. And one of the things that Solvay is concentrating on is how to put that money into the hands of the people actually using the social media platform. The third trend we talk about here is mobile service, and mobile service is one of those things. When I heard this company coming about and I heard about the idea about a year ago, I all I knew about mobile service was that if I paid my mobile service bill, my cell phone stayed on and I could make phone calls. I didn't know how to read a bill really. I mean, I knew that I had a limit to the minutes I had, but I would always go over it, and my bill would be anywhere between $150 to $200 a month just for me, and I had tethering and all these crazy little options on there, and I barely used any of them. But that's what I was paying, and I didn't know really that I had control over it because what I knew of mobile service was that you qualified to be with the company, you signed a 1 year or 2 year contract, and then after you did that, you got to be on their service. And if you ever wanted to quote unquote leave the nest, you'd get penalized for it. You'd get hit with a large fee in order to leave. I didn't really know, and I had no education on the other options that are out there, the month to month prepay options that really allow you to have control over your mobile service. And also the education of mobile. I think a lot of people are in the boat where they don't know what they're paying for in their mobile service bill, from taxes to surcharges to extra fees, going over your minutes, all those type of things. So that trend is becoming very popular now in knowing and being educated, kind of in hand with the economy, being educated about what you're actually paying for, not what the company is charging you. And the last trend that's been converging has been going on for almost 30 plus years now is direct selling. And direct selling is really powered by relationships. And a couple of the companies that come to mind when you think of direct selling, you might think of Mary Kay, or you might think of Warren Buffett's company, Pampered Chef. All these companies, what they're doing is they're taking out the middleman. So where you would normally go to a store or you'd purchase something through an actual outlet, instead of doing that, you're actually getting a product from a person. So someone's directly offering that product, taking out that middleman. By doing that and taking out advertising and all those things that are in between the consumer and the company, that frees up profits and that frees up to be able to compensate the members that are actually directly offering the product to the public. So those are four trends that are converging, and this is really where Solavei comes in, where we take all these trends and we put them into one company. So one of the things that I would like to go over is a couple of facts about the industries that we're a part of. The two biggest industries we're part of right now. The first is wireless. And wireless is a humongous industry. I really had no idea. $169 billion industry. Over 300 million people have a mobile phone, and the average phone bill in the United States is $71. So this industry is hugely untapped to the everyday person. Because if you think about the top four companies, we think about AT&T and Verizon and all those companies that are out there, they're spending all that money in hopes to get people to come over to their company. And really, their customers never see that money. They do see it in their bill, though, because all that advertising costs money to do. The second industry I want to talk about for a second here is social media. Social media is so vast. I mean, it's bigger than some countries now. Facebook, 900 million people on there, 300 million people on YouTube, 150 million people on Twitter. One of the things that Solavei has done since we've launched has had an incredible following throughout the social media, and our hits are actually bigger and more pronounced than the top number one rated company in mobile, which is Verizon. And we outdo them, I think it's by 60% of value of how many people are actually clicking on Facebook and Twitter and all those different things and sharing Solavei because of the experience they're having with Solavei. It's not just a mobile company. It's so much more than that. And that's what I'm going to be able to get to go into a little bit tonight with you. And just to kind of look at the advertising side of this. So we looked at the mobile side of this, and now let's look at advertising. So $144 billion was spent on advertising in 2011. 12 billion of that was spent by AT&T, Sprint, Verizon, and T-Mobile. So those companies are spending money to be sponsored on American Idol and the golf outings and all those different things that you see commercials for on a constant basis from all these companies trying to vie for customers to come over to them, or there's a new offer or whatever is going on that month. These companies are vying for all the 300 million mobile subscribers that are out there. So this money is what we're talking about in revolution ways of changing, spending all that money on advertising and instead giving it to the actual members who are referring the service. Because if we talk about a revolution, what a revolution is, it's a dramatic and wide-reaching change in the way something works or in people's idea about it. So revolution-wise, what I want to talk about here in a second is mobile. If we talk about a revolution in mobile, our perception of getting a new cell phone or switching cell phone carriers or whatever that is, that's going through a revolution right now. The average person goes into a Verizon or AT&T or a Sprint store and takes about an hour to get a new mobile phone service. Well, what we're going to be talking about tonight is a revolutionary way to get mobile service and to get rewarded for sharing it. So if we talk about what's been going on in terms of the advertising dollars and the average company of what they do in order to get a customer, they spend a lot of money on advertising, billboards, TV, whatever it is to get attention to hopefully get people as customers. So that money starts somewhere. It goes to advertising and distribution models and all those different things in order to finally get a customer. Solavei's mission is to make commerce less expensive and profitable. So it's not just making it less expensive where we have less expensive products and things like that. It's actually making it profitable for the people involved. So what we're talking about here is creating a brand so powerful and international in a way that people recognize it, like you recognize the Nike swoosh or you recognize Apple, all those different companies. That's what we're talking about Solavei here. But Solavei, what they're doing is they're going to be generating money to actually pay their members. So instead of the company spending a lot of money to get the advertising dollars in order to get customers, they're creating an incredible brand that they're going to share the profits with the members that actually refer the service. So a little different of a spin on how income is generated. Instead of spending all that money advertising, we're just going to be able to give it to our members. If we talk about the last 20 some odd years and the companies that have come about that when they came out, people were kind of like, well, why would anyone do that? Or that's so different. No one's ever going to grasp to that concept. We talk about eBay and we talk about Google, and we talk about Facebook. I mean, think about Facebook. If you ever saw the movie Facebook, I mean, people actually going online to share things was such a foreign thing to people. Going online and actually putting a search in to find something on the internet. Well, what would you need to search for? You'll just go find it. Why do people even need the internet? It's so silly. And then you talk about eBay. All these companies, it was such a foreign concept and idea at the time. And now it's so common that we forget what it was like when that started. And Solavei is creating this new space called social commerce, where we're actually going to be benefiting from sharing what we're doing either online or in person, and really taking the connections that we've created in our networks and really being able to monetize that in a way that's beneficial to everyone, not just the person sharing it, but to also the people that are purchasing that commerce. So a lot of great things that are going on here at Solavei. I just want to give you a little bit of a background of where the company came from, because what Solavei really is we're powered by relationships. We're combining mobile and social to redefine commerce and put the advertising dollars back into the hands of the people. We're combining commerce, social networking, a mobile operator into one company that members can come in and actually receive rewards by sharing our service. So our company leadership, I think, is probably one of the biggest reasons that I decided to come over to Solavei, because the CEO and founder of the company, Ryan Wirch, he's already been in the technology space and in the mobile space. He had a company where if you ever downloaded anything off at&t 5 years ago, or before we had smartphones, really, his company developed all those applications. He had transformed the company from zero to $1 billion in a 10-year period in that space. And now he's decided, instead of making profits and bottom lines and things like that, he wants to actually share the profits with the members that are making it happen. And what he's done in order to do that is he's surrounded himself by an incredible executive leadership team. And these are only three of them. I think there's about 12 or 15, actually, I think there's 12. And these are only the three I wanted to kind of point out to you here. The first one is John Rittenhouse. He's our chief operating officer, and he's the former COO of Walmart. Maria Pachevsky, head of member experience. She's the former VP of customer service for T-Mobile. And then Jim Ryan, who's our head of product development. He's the former head of mobile data services for AT&T. He's actually the person who put together the AT&T and the iPhone so they can actually operate together. John Rittenhouse, who launched Walmart.com. Incredible resources that we have in our executive team, where that's really what's behind the curtain of Solavei and really driving this machine. And then we also have our board of directors, and our board of directors is really important too, because this is the board that we go to for guidance. So if we have any legal things, or if we have any grand ideas to go into new services and things like that, these are the people that are driving that. And there's a 12 board of directors. These are three I just wanted to point out. John Miller, who's the former CEO of AOL, so he knows a little bit about the internet. Eddie Lazarus, former FCC chief of staff. So we talk about the FCC, we talk about communications. I mean, he was the chief of staff of the FCC. So when we come out with new product lines and want to do expansion, we have Eddie Lazarus on our side. And then Sue Nooks, the former COO of T-Mobile. So an incredible resource that's actually taken a company that was struggling, T-Mobile, and brought it to the number 4 company in the United States. And now she's on our board of directors. So a bevy of leadership and experience that we have leading the charge behind Solavei and directing our vision of where we're going. So in a nutshell, Solavei is simple. It combines mobile service and social media. So social media, we can share it through there. We do everything through social media, but we also do everything in person. And there's so many different ways to share Solavei, but combining these two things into one company is an incredible accomplishment that Solavei has created. And what we've done is we've created our own social media platform inside our company, where we can share accomplishments from our members that has just started to scratch the surface of its functionality, which is an incredible thing. Our mobile service is unlimited voice, text, and data on a 4G nationwide network for $49 a month. So basically an all-you-can-eat, $49 a month. And we operate on the T-Mobile network. So if you think about the service that we have is an incredible service, and then we combine social media with it, and we actually compensate our members, and we compensate them for enrolling other members into Solavei, which I'll go into a little bit later. So if you kind of look at the comparison of what's out there in this prepaid world from Verizon, AT&T, Sprint, Boost, Simply Mobile. There's so many different mobile carriers out there, but the real big difference here is that do they reward you for sharing? And AT&T never sent me a check when I said, "Hey, you should go get the iPhone," or Apple never sent me a check. But Solavei is rewarding its members for going, "Hey, I'm on this mobile service. It's working great. Would you like to be on it too? How much do you pay for your cell phone bill? Oh, you pay $90 a month. What if you could get it for $49 unlimited?" They go, "Well, how do I do that? Where do I get it? Here's my card. Go check out my website." So there's so much out there in terms of comparing companies, but in reality, there's no comparison because none of those companies really reward you for sharing what Solavei does. Here's a couple of things that our members get to, because you might be asking a question is, well, how do you share these? How do you monitor this? This might sound a little complicated. And what Solavei has really done is made it very simple to share this because they've given us so many tools in order to accomplish it. The first thing that we have is we have a dashboard that monitors our community, our network. It gets to show everything that we're doing inside of Solavei. There's a huge support functionality to this. So there's always a live online chat if you have any questions, a huge amount of resources that are at our fingertips in order to share what we do. And another thing is that we have what we call Outreach Manager and Contact Tracker. So when you do want to share Solavei, you don't have to prepare your own emails or make your own things. Solavei's done it for you already. So in Outreach Manager, there's videos and emails and promotional things that you can post on your Facebook walls and Twitter feeds and things like that that the company provides. And then you can track all of that activity through Contact Tracker. So you can see when somebody opens an email, you can see when somebody clicks through on a video, so you can follow up with them accordingly. So a lot of benefits and tools on that side. Another thing we have is we have incredibly easy enrollment, where I talked about in the beginning of the presentation, where it takes about an hour to go get your mobile service. Right now, if someone goes online and they enroll, and I'll show you that enrollment process in a second, they go and enroll, it takes less than 6 minutes to do an enrollment. What we just launched about a month ago was our SIM Pack program, where you can actually have SIM cards on hand and be at a coffee shop or you're in your house or during the holidays. You can actually activate people on the spot with a new SIM card, with a new phone number within, I would say, less than 5 minutes. It's an incredible thing. And by the end of this month, we're going to be able to do that on our phone. So just imagine sitting around Christmas, enrolling your family with $49. It'd be a pretty good Christmas present for everyone to reduce their phone bill. Also, we have an incredible amount of marketing tools, things that people can use to promote person to person on websites, social media, lots of gear that you can be wearing around. Because I've actually gotten approached by people that ask me, "What's that Solavei thing on your shirt? What's that little favicon mean?" And it's a great conversation opener. Things that you can post on social media. All this is provided free from the company for you to promote accordingly, depending on what your network is. And we also always have promotions and incentives going on. Right now, we just launched our international long distance that offers pay-as-you-go calling to over 200 countries throughout the U.S. We just started our "Tis the Season" for free. That if any new members come on and enroll before December 31st, they actually get their first month of service for free and a free SIM card, a savings of about $80. And so then and then after their first month, it's $49 a month. So you can actually have free mobile service going into the new year. We also have holiday sales going all the time. Solavei offers a ZTE Origin for people that need a phone, and right now you save $60 by the end of this month. So it's $100 for a brand new phone. I use that phone all the time. It's a great phone. So if somebody wants an option, and we're going to go into the options of how somebody enrolls. But what I want to go over real quick is the overview of how somebody would enroll. So it's really 3 steps. The first step is to check your coverage. We are a national carrier. So we have a website on solavei.com, or the link that someone can provide you that got you to this webinar. They can check your coverage for you and find out exactly what your experience would be. Would it be an excellent experience, a good experience, an okay experience, depending on where you're located? If you're located in Fort Lauderdale versus Missouri, there might be a different experience. So you just want to check your coverage first. Then the second thing is to choose your device. You can either do something where we just talked about, which is a bring your own phone program, or you can purchase a phone directly from Solavei. And the last is to join the community. Like I talked about, when people join that community, they get an application on their phone where everything can be either done online or on the phone. So the bring your own phone program is really easy. If somebody has a phone, all they do is they need to test it. they press the star pound 06 pound and send, and they'll get what they call an IMEI code. They'll then check that IMEI code on byop.solavei.com to see if it's compatible with the network, and then they have to make sure they unlock it. There's two ways to unlock it. You can either contact your carrier. If you're out of contract with your current carrier, they're required by law to unlock your phone, or you can purchase a code online, which is completely legal. It's a way that you can do it where it range anywhere from $5 to $20. Shouldn't really pay more than that to purchase a code to unlock a phone. And in terms of carriers, we have the top four are Sprint, Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile. Anything from Sprint or Verizon does not work on the Solavei platform. You can port your phone number over from those companies, but because they use a different technology and they don't have SIM cards, we cannot use their phones. So somebody actually has to purchase a different phone if they're coming over from Sprint or Verizon, but they could bring their phone number. Anything really from AT&T or T-Mobile, as long as it's unlocked, can be used on the T-Mobile or on the Solavei network. And right now, I think there's probably over 300 phones that are compatible with Solavei. So it's really a lot of options that someone can do at bringing their own device right to our company. So people always ask, well, what about the iPhone? I mean, I was an iPhone junkie. When I first heard of this company, I've had the last three iPhones. I didn't go for the 4S, but I did have the iPhone 4. And what I found was that I love my HTC One S, my new Android phone. But what about the iPhone? A lot of people are still on the iPhone craze. If somebody does bring the iPhone over, as long as it's unlocked, you get unlimited talk, text, and data. Any iPhone from AT&T, and as long as it's unlocked, can come over. We have a tutorial that goes through the whole setup process, what the settings that need to be adjusted, all those different things in order to make that work flawlessly on our network. And these are all the different versions. And right now we can do the original iPhone, the iPhone 3G, 3GS, the 4 and 4S. But the iPhone 5 right now is not compatible. That uses a nano SIM card. That will be coming very soon. There is a way that you can make the iPhone 5 work. We're not going to cover that on this, though. But those are the things that are compatible. If somebody does have these iPhones, you're going to get a 2G or Edge download speed. But a lot of reports out there are giving 3G experience already because there's a huge amount of demand for 4G and 3G. And in 2013, our carrier that we use, T-Mobile, is doing a massive expansion for 3G and 4G coverage, and they've already started that. There's 15 cities listed there that are already 3G, 4G compatible. So a lot of people on their iPhones are already seeing a 3G, 4G experience. T-Mobile actually just announced that they're going to be carrying the iPhone in the first quarter of 2013. So they're going to have to upgrade their system even faster than they were. So a lot of great things going on in this area. So the iPhone will be fully compatible by I would say mid 2013, end of 2013. But I have my iPhone on it and it works great. My download speeds are actually a little faster than they used to be with AT&T, even though it's on the 2G network. So that's a little bit about the iPhone. So how does somebody get started? Well, the first thing you do is the person that referred you to this webinar, everyone gets their own free web portal, and they can send that to you. And this is Ryan Wirch's portal. He doesn't have one. This is just a mock-up. But what you do is you click on that little enroll button, and it takes less than 6 minutes to enroll. You would check your coverage. You would choose your phone, choose your service plan, which is $49 a month. Put in your member information. You would choose a unique member identification, which would be like mine is Revo12, or yours could be Bob Smith, or whatever that is. That'll be the identification inside the community. And then you review the order and you purchase. So it takes less than 6 minutes to do the enrollment. Within minutes of signing up, you'll get a welcome email with all your information in it, some getting started tips. And then within a week, you'll get a pay card. And then every 2 weeks, so they will load that pay card depending on how many people you have in your network and how many people you referred to the service. So probably next question is, well, how do I earn money with Solavei? Well, if I asked you how many people could you sign up in 60 days, how many people do you know that would love to have $49 a month for data, talk, and text? Well, let's just do it on the small side. Let's say you enroll 6 people. Well, you're going to earn an upfront $150, what we call a fast action bonus or a FAB. Plus, you'll be earning $40 a month of residual income once these trios are all activated. And that's a big thing because now your phone bill is $9 a month instead of $49 a month. So I don't know how many people you know that have a $9 a month phone bill for unlimited data, talk, and text, but you would if you referred 6 people. Well, let's take that one step further because we talk about sharing. We talk about this being social commerce. So what about the people that you brought in? Well, let's say half of those said, well, I'm going to go refer 3 people. I want to get free service too. You would earn an additional $110 a month for a total residual income of $150 a month. Now your phone bill is eliminated, and now you're making an extra little residual income on the side. Let's take that one step further. What if all the 6 people you refer, they refer 3 people? Well, now you're making $260 a month in residual income. You get a free cell phone and a little over $200 extra a month in residual income. You got free mobile service. You're earning $2,500 plus a year in residual income with unlimited potential, because this goes as far as the eye can see. If those 3 people refer another 3 people and so on and so forth, this can really take off. So the first thing we talk about is getting free mobile service, and then talking about getting part-time residual income, and then possibly even replacing your full-time income. If we want to take it to the next level, Solavei keeps on giving. What would an extra $1,000 a month mean to you and your family? It could mean it could pay for education. It could eliminating debt, have a family vacation, eliminate your monthly bills. So many different things. People's lives could change with an extra $1,000 a month. So what I want you to do is ask about the full rewards program and how to become a thousandaire with Solavei. We just launched our 1K club, and so just think about this. We only launched less than 90 days ago, and we have 200 plus members in the 1K club that are earning over $1,000 a month. And we're going to be rolling out with the 10K club and the 100K club and all these different things over the next 12 months. But this is the first recognition that we're giving to our members of who's reached that milestone of earning $1,000 a month. The goal of Solavei is to create 1,000,000 thousandaires, paying out 1,000,000 people $1,000 or more a month. Another bigger goal that Solavei has is to reward its members and pay out $1 billion to its members. Most companies' idea of a goal is to be worth $1 billion. Our goal is to pay out $1 billion, and we're trying to do that as fast as we possibly can now. So 3 options for membership. Really, you can do service only. If you're in an area that doesn't get great service, you can do that too. But if you want to do service only and you just want to go, I want the $49 a month, data, talk, and text. I'm not interested in the income side, but I'd love to just have service. There's no credit checks, no deposits, no contracts. You don't even need your social security number. It's easy to sign up. It's $49 a month. If you do the service and social, you'll get issued a pay card. You'll need a social security number or an ETIN number. Again, that's $49 a month. There's no extra here to actually share Solavei. It's just an option that we allow our members. If somebody's not in an area where they don't get service, or they're in a really hefty contract or whatever it is, and they want to take advantage and they know people that would benefit from the service, they can do a social only membership for $149 per year, and they would be paying the $49 a month. So those are the options of how someone actually enrolls in the service. And 98%, I think 98.9% of our members choose the service and social membership. So what's the future of Solavei look like as we wind down the presentation? We talk about the things that we could offer in the future, like services. And when we do talk about that, the services that we'll be expanding to are things that we use on a daily basis. So goods and services, we're talking about groceries. We're talking about gasoline. Imagine going to the pump 6 months from now and swiping your Solavei pay card and getting an alert on your phone at the same time saying, hey, guess what? You earned the gas bonus for the month. The tank's on us. That's the future of what Solavei is doing. Energy, offers and promotions, coupons, financial services, insurance, cable, really anything. And what's so beautiful about this is that every one of our members are attached or connected through our phones. So what does that mean? If we talk about advertising and we're blind to emails, we're blind to commercials. I don't know about you, but I DVR everything. So I skip over all the commercials. But everyone looks at things that come on their phone. So imagine being a Solavei member 6 months from now or a year from now or whatever it is, and we get a new service. And now if you go and shop at Target, you get 7% cash back. And there's also a bonus that you can make on top of that. And that alert goes out to every single member throughout the whole Solavei. And maybe the membership's at 1,000,000 or 2,000,000 or 5,000,000 people. And maybe you have a group of 100 or 1,000 or 5,000 or 10,000 people inside the Solavei network, and they all get that alert at the same exact time, and they all click on it. They don't have to go read email. They're not really looking at billboard. It's directly on their phone. But there's a direct benefit to them, a direct benefit to the company, and a direct benefit to everyone, because everyone is going to be able to take part in the rewards that come from that advertising dollars being spent. Instead of spending it on all the billboards, we're giving it to our members. So the last thing is take action. Become a Solavei member, share the vision with others, and earn rewards for enrolling others. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, guys. You are the revolution. If you have any questions, get back to the person that referred to the webinar. Have a great night. Thank you for sharing it with us, and we'll see you soon.